All right. I'm glad to be here. The power is on. The electric company is doing their work tomorrow, so luckily we get to do track feedback. And I'm bringing it in right now with a little DJ Waters, the Infinity track that's mastered. So we're here in the mastered version, which is awesome, and I'm talking on top of it, which is not awesome. The volume down on the phone. You guys check out this hat. You got ear flaps. Amazing. So hey, how's everybody doing? I'm glad y'all are here. Let's start off with a quick announcement that we're doing a meeting for the Mixatexture label production crew, which is still open to people who want to be part of it, which basically means volunteering to help organize releases and help promote them. And we're gonna do a meeting after track feedback today. So let's say 2 o'clock. So we'll do the tracks, take a little break, come back at 2 p.m. my time. Right now it's 12 p.m. my time. And what you do is go down to the voice channels at the bottom of Discord, click record label chat, and it'll just automatically open a place for your camera and mic to get connected, and you'll see everybody else in the chat like a Zoom meeting or something. What you want to do before that is go down to your user settings and set up your mic inputs and everything so Discord can see your mic and camera, and then you can connect easily. What do we got? Mindbender's here. Shepherd's Ben Hunt. Oh, good, Ben. We got 2 year updates. Mr. Melva's got your update. Paul Robinson, hey. Matthew to everyone. The YouTube needs more oomph. So, yeah, we're doing a label meeting at 2, and we're going to plan a basic budget for a basic release on Bandcamp to make sure that what we do is going to pay for the next release. And you'll be happy to know I just got rejected by Labelworks today. I sent in an application for Labelworks to it's like an application to start a conversation with them, you know, to like get a feedback from their crew. And they're like, oh yeah, you don't have enough stuff, which I sort of knew, but I didn't expect they were just going to say application rejected at step 1. What am I doing? I'm looking at Discord. Hope you all got your links in there because Discord is closed. And I think I got to unfull screen live. That's right. You have to unfull screen live. Get audio interface coming in. Joink. There we go. Spectrum Inspector. Browser windows. Mr. Melvis on deck. And let me turn up this mix. Great job on the mastering. Is Pipclit here, or is he soldering his crazy ass computer capacitors? And by the way, Ian, DJ Waters put up a link to Google Drive where you can download the mastered versions of this track and the other ones in Discord. This build up. You hear how you get all those details? Coming through. Yeah, this track sounds great. This is totally playable. Yeah, he's hoovering up melted solder off a circuit board covered with resin. I don't know if this hat's gonna be hitting the mic though. I might have to lose the hat. Okay, so this track sounds great, and good job with that. I'm gonna fade it down and get into our feedback session. Yeah, this is totally playable. And very soon, hopefully as a part of our label production, we'll be organizing mix sets from people in the crew with tracks from people in the crew making mixes. That'll be a lot of fun. Did I stop that? All right, here we go. Mr. Melvis, is he here? Is Todd here? All right, Mr. Melvis, Dreamy Ambient V1. That's a nice tone on the guitar coming right out of that vocal. That's one of my favorite things that happened right there. Yeah, we got some drums comments. The vocal's a question because it's got like a obviously tweaked vocal right now, which is kind of cool for a plasticky electronic style. Or if you want like a super realistic person that's more emotionally communicating, then you might need to get a different singer. Strings are amazing right here. I'm gonna push the broadcast level up. Strings are great. Is there a bass instrument in here, or do we just hear the left hand part of the piano? I feel like there's a bass that's too quiet. I know we've heard some great melodic bass lines from Mr. Melvis, so I would like to hear the bass guitar, the bass part being more present in the mix. And you can see this kick drum has a bump at 86, and it's big all the way down to 28, 26. So now the guitar tone is a bunch louder than the other sounds, so I would do some mid-range compression on the instrument group to get the guitar and strings kind of together. I really like how the voice has a tone that's just like the guitar. We're gonna go back and check out where the guitar came in. Now I'll talk about drums. So 122. Listen to the note that the voice goes on and where the guitar melody comes in. It's like a... One more time. The singer goes up the scale and lands on a top note, and the guitar comes in right on that note. It's like welding two sounds together. That's great. That's a really cool technique. I've seen that in blues bands where the singer will the guitarist is going to play a lead and then the singer comes in singing the same note after the solo or vice versa. It's like literally watching like red turn to orange and then go to yellow, or I don't know, whatever. So that is what I like the most. The chord progression, the strings, the instruments, the feel, the atmosphere is all super cool. The song structure is good. 4 minutes is great. I don't have any problem with anything happening in the structure. So mix-wise, this shit right here is almost like epic, like you know, drone camera flying over the desert or something. For the drums though, the bass line thing, this kick drum, I just see this big bump, bump, bump straight line. And Shepard's made a comment about the snare. So I would like to get a little more reverb on the drums and have the hi-hat and snare a little louder with that papery snare tap sound. The kick drum just a little bit down. And honestly, the kick drum doesn't need to have such a low sub-frequency range, depending on where the bass line is. If you could get like, you know what I would actually do for this track? I would mute the kick drum, mix the bass line to sound good with all the other instruments and the ticky-ticky part of the drums, and then take the kick drum after that, after you get the bass line sounding really good. Then EQ the kick drum to fit with what the bass line is doing. Make the kick drum the second priority, because you probably just need like a little EQ bump at 90 hertz, cut off the rest of the sub frequencies out of the kick. You just need a little hard little fast kick, not like a big thumper. There is bass. Okay, orchestral contrabass. All right, can you bring it up on a separate channel? Because that would be... I mean, yeah, and then the lead guitar is loud. It's not too loud, but it's clearly like, okay, this is the dominant instrument. So I would either bring it a little bit down with volume or do some compression on the mid-range instruments to get them sitting better. Let's just hear the rollout at the ending. And the long fade out. You know what? I like the vocal. I'm going to say right now, I don't think it needs a different vocal. Right around here, I'm feeling, okay, now I can tell it's a little bit sampley. Like it sounds like the sample is getting re-triggered rather than a person singing it. And I'm totally cool with that. It's like, oh, I actually kind of like it because it's sort of a little bit of a weird, it's like if Enya and Stereolab had a baby and it got onto Mr. Melvis's studio. So yeah, bring the bass up and then use the kick drum as a secondary support after the bass line is in place. So the bass line is going to really anchor the low end with the deep, like droning. I don't know if you have the bow or the contrabass, like whoa, that goes long notes. That would be cool. And then, I mean, that could be it. It could be done. You don't need to this is one where I'd say don't overdo it. Just get the elements together and it'll be ready to go. So cool. Nice job on that. I'm impressed with the, your tracks all come from kind of like the same world of sounds, but they all have such different feel. It's really cool. Ben Hunt, loads of reverb for a shoegaze kind of vibe. Yeah, absolutely. This is you could see this as a band, and everybody's like, the guitarist is like doing that, like the guitarists kind of look at the floor and like oscillate, like they're like like they're like this. They're playing like this and just kind of like they're in their own space. I love that stuff. There was this band called Bedhead. Anybody know them? It was like in the 90s. Melvis, vocal library has the ability to program words, but you didn't put time into it. I don't know. I keep going with the vocal library thing because I really like that tweaked vocal sound where the voice is an instrument mainly doing melody, and it's not like the voice is not attached to a person who's the character, who's the ego, who's the star. Like you don't need all that. Just be like, oh, this voice is doing a crazy ass sound. And then it can be like, oh, wow, it's an electronic instrument that sounds really a lot like a human voice and takes us to a cool place without, you know what I'm trying to say. The mic and the lyrics and all that kind of thing. All right, cool. So Ben Hunt, David Copperfield, version 3, 500 hertz, and let's hear it. EQ flat. I'm not sure the level, so hang on. Okay, this is me bringing it up. Turning my headphones up. Speaking of vocals as an instrument, that was cool. That was a good sweep and drop thing. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm feeling the low end too. All right, new sound coming in. Hey, Scott's here. All right. Got your track lined up. really good filter work right there. I knew that drop was coming. I mean, the breakdown was coming. Let's just go back. How did you get into that? High pass filter. Kick drum gone. Yeah. That was a nice transition. Scott, how long do you have? I can do your track next if you can't be here all day. I like the beat. Dropping it. Good. Totally in the flow. Feels all natural and smooth on the arrangement. I think it's ready for mastering. I'm feeling all the sounds, the movement. What was that? Two little bass bumps right there. There was like two separate beats. Did you hear that right before this little pew? There was like boom, boom. 336, I think. That was kind of fun. It was like one layer of the sub kick. Boom, boom. Matthew to everyone. The low end. So that's a mastering thing where the low end, if you just compress it a bit and bring it up a bit. I don't think the low end mix needs any changes, just the mastering. Make sure it's somebody doing it who understands what to do. Yeah, great acid feel, nothing out of place, cool tune. It's in that the Mindbender, like the dark disco vibe, like prowling. Oh, Mindbender, a little more snap on the snare? Do you mean like a frequency? Like, let's listen when the snare comes back in. That's great sound in there. Little ear candy details. The snare could be a little louder. You know, it could. Or you could just go to like 6,000 and just hertz, and like this would be a good place where with the snare, instead of like raising the volume of the whole snare channel, take an EQ, boost up the EQ and sweep around while you're listening to the whole mix and listen for where that EQ boost makes the snare pop through, instead of like what you don't do is don't solo the snare drum and try to EQ it soloed, because it's all going to sound louder. What you do is listen to the mix, boost it up, and then don't even look at the frequencies and sweep it and feel for where the snare pokes out. And then look at the frequency and you'll be like, oh, no, 1900 or something like that, if you want to get into that. Again, that could be done in mastering, sort of. I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, when you sweep on the whole track, you get the boost of everything, so it can brighten up the whole mix. It might help to make the snare a little louder. Oh, this is ending. That's a good ending. I like it. Builds up to a. I like it when the very last thing is a climax. It builds up, Jacques, and then it stops, and there's like a reverb bloom. So cool. I'd say that one is ready for mastering, unless maybe you want to tweak the snare drum a little bit louder. And the ultimate answer for that is pull out your reference mixes, same BPM, same genre, same vibe, the ones you're going to play before it and after it in a DJ set, and just listen back and forth with the three of them and figure out, do you need more snare, or is it just kind of like maybe? You know what I mean? So cool. So we're gonna jump to Your Love from Canada, which is a 10-hour-old track. And EQ flat. Here we go. Waves smack attack, okay? Transient details. This one has a little like up and down. And I like those kind of lo-fi chords. All right. That bass pluck synth can't get you out of my head. Nice, man. That vocal sounds great on there. Overall, it has like a soft kind of a feel. Let me give it the little high EQ for the SoundCloud thing. Because I'm feeling the hi-hats, I want a little more. Here's flat EQ. And boost. I like what you're doing with the wood blocks too. Okay, something, wait, what was that down there? That low, like, at 159, kind of that metallic echo bass thing sounded a little out of place. It's kind of coming through the mix okay, but I don't understand. I don't quite get how it fits with the pulse of the bass line yet. Rhythmically, it's a little bit scattered. Those are okay. Those faster ones feel like they're too fast. Okay, so when it's going really fast, it's kind of like those lower notes are too fast for the other bass line. But I really like the rhythm when it's like just two hits. Right around here. Two. That, yeah. Yeah, so the call and response thing is like, and the ones that are too much are where it's like, da 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 da. 304, it just feels like cluttered, you know? So I think that's a sound that's a good sound. Use it less and let it be like simple. Let me roll back. One more time. There's that pluck bass popping up. That's good. Good job with the low sub and the kick. Oh, timpani, yeah, okay. They work when it's simple, but not the fast repetitions. Oh, good, we get the one timpani. if that timpani is going down to 100 hertz, I would EQ it a little bit more up into the mids, so it's like a 200 hertz or something. It has a really cool metallic range, and it works as a percussive sound. It's not melodic, and it works great. Simple rhythm, right? And then it'll work really well. And of course, you get the bass and drums breakdown right here at the end, which sounds great. Did you put Smack Attack on here? I was gonna comment. This shit is good right here. Shepherds, what are you hearing? The hi-hat and the voice? Let me go back to EQ flat. So right here, hi-hat and vocal. I don't know, the vocal could be a little bit louder. Yeah. Soft clipper on the kick alone, or was that on the kick and bass channel group? Or where in the chain was that? This section is a great place to test your timpani EQ, I'll tell you that. Right here. When it's soloed like that, it sounds good, but with other stuff in there, the fast timpanis are too many. Oh, you dirty spectrum. One more time, I want to read that ending timpani. Yeah, I would filter the timpani up to like 200 and just make sure the low end isn't cluttered. And the less low end you have, the faster you can do the repetitions, so it'll feel like individual percussion hits instead of like rump, 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 rump. Cool. Hey, awesome. I'm glad you showed up for this. Are you going to be able to be here at 2 for the voice channel Discord hangout for the Mixed Texture label? Because we're getting into running compilations on Bandcamp first. Step 1, make that successful, and then get on to the distribution after that. So that's the question for today. Talking about budgets, all the fun stuff. And we'd appreciate some Canada input. And let's move on. I'm trying out something here where we take one person and do feedback update all in a row so they can get their feedback in one place when it's like version updates. So this is Space and the Noise. I think you took out some of the lead in the middle and took out some of the bass on the plucks. EQ flat. Yeah, that low end, Scott, that last track sounded really good. The timpani thing, and yes, 2 p.m. Eastern, which is an hour and a half. Yeah, this one has a plinky kick drum. Bink, bink, bink. Synth sounds good. Yeah, man. Getting good with the swells and transitions, Ben. I gotta say, you're feeling real natural. Important. Yeah, the snare. I was thinking the snare is noticeably different in this track too. This is great right here where it's empty, no hi-hats, just space. Then it starts coming in. Dig it. Yeah, the synth group is sounding good. There's like high frequency ones, mid-range, and then a background smooth pad. And the top end of the bass line with that delay on there. Shorter decay on the snare drum. Okay. I like it, the drum mix sounds good. What was that? Little background ear candy going on. Yeah. Somehow I feel like we're on a ride. I don't really notice the structure of the song changing or like. I like this bass delay. Is that a vocal? Little vocal piece. If it is, whatever that sound is, could be louder. That. Man, I'm not finding anything else to comment on. This is sounding really good. Subtle vocal in there. I would make that a little louder because it's just kind of a cool thing. But other than that, the percussion is on. Synths are on. Bass line, the kick drum. Yeah, the groove. Overall, you just get in the groove and you're like, yeah, I think this one's gonna be done. Little nice variations on the drum breaks. It's not the same snare fill on every transition. Proper old school vibe on this one. That's a nice comment, but you know what? I wasn't really feeling that. I was like thinking, it doesn't sound old to me. It sounds like very listenable and kind of new. Or fresh, you know, creatively. All right, what's gonna happen here? Get a nice long tail to mix it out with. Yeah, Ben, you're putting in some good developments. This one's another one ready to go. Look at that bass line. You feel how much bass you can get when it's even at 117? Sweeping. Claps. Claps for Ben. Yes, so I guess, you know, on mastering again, you could have the low end compressed harder and thumpier to tighten up the bass and kick, depending on how you want to compare it. Oh, what's this? Look what I found. EQ back to flat. What is about to happen? I don't know. Okay, I think that's as loud as I'm going to push it. Oh yeah, the Korg M1. Gotcha. Maybe that's the sound. Really nice track. Good job. This one has a rattle and like almost like a. I like how that opened up. Has a good bump to it. That's working. That's cool. Let me sweep EQ a little bit in the mid. I'm gonna boost from low and go up. Something in the mids feels like it could be brighter or buzzier. Hang on till it comes back. Like that killer bees, like this flat boost. Maybe not that much or not right there. Also in the spectrum overall, you can see the kick drum has a big mountain, and then like 800 up to 2000. I feel like the mid range could really use a nice lift. Let's see what other sounds come in. For the brightness, you know, the brightness and that grinding, buzzy, like. The groove for sure. Let me know, what do you guys think? Do you hear the same thing I'm hearing? It feels like it's not as bright as it could be. Or compared to like the other Shepherd's kind of tracks. I want to know what you all think about that. That sounds cool. Subtle rhythms keep changing in a cool way. Layers. Yeah, right here. And there's a nice like middle sound. It could be louder. I can hear you tweaking layers, but I'm not sure which ones are moving. Yeah. Good changes. Well, okay, that comment. So a lot of stuff in the low mids that's overpowering the overall track. I don't think it's a low end problem. Like sometimes, you know, what we do is we EQ the low end down and then raise the volume on the whole track. This track doesn't have that kind of situation because the high end is really clear and the low end is pretty tight. It's just the other stuff in the middle is like comparatively not as up. But I figure you probably know what to do. really good stereo field. In fact, mono. This ending part sounds almost exactly the same in mono. Let me go back to this last little break and check mono. Stereo here, and mono. Okay, let me go back in stereo, and stereo. Yeah, the effects have a nice stereo balance, but collapsed in mono, it just keeps hitting. Overall, it has the groove. It's like really nice, and the rumble is in a good balance with the kick. Yeah. Maybe up there around 2000. Triple kick drum. This is so good. Kick drum, rumble, a scrape sound, and a rattle sound. The endings, I love it when the ending of a track is like the best part, because you could totally loop that ending and layer in a new track on the mix, and you get the feeling that it's changing. So maybe lift the low, mid, distorted bass line. Quiet. Yeah, you know, you get the idea, like something about the buzzy fuzz grit in the mids that brings out that brightness in the midsection. So cool, cool, cool. Let's hear that again on Saturday with some edits. Oh, we got a Mindbender remix. And EQ flat. Okay, here we go. Yeah, man. Coming correct with the kick drum. Oh, there's some fuzz on that. You hear that? Crackle. Little pitch bend on that synth. Oh my god, these sounds are coming at me so fast I can't even comment on them all. That voice is scary good. That feels like a DJ Waters 8B. It feels like it's behind me, like. Totally in the field. That might be a little too loud with that voice. And the headphones is nice stereo on there. them up and drop them off. That tape stop is cool. Oh, 5 noise layers. Did you get that? What was that plugin? The Kramer Atmosphere Library one with Maybe the vocal could use some de-essing or something on the high frequencies, because that I just noticed was kind of loud. A little bit, or maybe just lower level on the vocal. Tweaking the effects. Before the drop. Ooh. Wait, what just dropped out? I like how it just got so clean right there. There's like a big open hi-hat. Bassline kick and a hi-hat. This part's really cool, yeah. Ian, yeah, the kick is deep, you know, it's like a big bottom. In that last section, Martin, I felt like you could take out the vocal completely so we don't have the vocal popping through so often in the track. That new hi-hat right here, 527, is awesome. Have you lost your mind? I like what the vocal's saying. I don't want to hear the vocal the whole entire time in the track, so maybe after this drop right here would be a good place to have some space and just not have the vocal in there for a little while. Totally riding on that. The hi-hats are just so nicely placed. The whole synth group is great. Everything about the synths is really nicely going together. It's kind of bubbling. I don't know, that kick feels pretty good to me right here, right? So what else is around the kick that made it feel like the kick was getting kind of... I guess that low bass line. Maybe you could sidechain that low part of the bass line a little deeper so that low bass is not quite as loud compared to the kick. At the end, the kick by itself, when I turn it up, is perfect. I mean, there's no problem with that kick drum. But I think here, when we have that low bass, maybe the sub bass layer could come down a little bit relative to the kick. And I think This part right here, if you cut the voice out, the drug music, like after that one or something, and then tweak the synths and let it be synths for a while. Right there, I didn't really need the vocal 459. Too soon, 512, too soon. Still on the synth. Then, okay, after that hi-hat comes in at 523. So really not very much, just 45 seconds or something, from around 440 till that 523 hi-hat. Just that little space of no vocals would be like, okay, we had some emptiness, now the vocal can come back in. This is solid right here. Matt Scholes, bring the bell synth out more. I'm not sure which bell one you mean. You mean? Which one is the bell, Matt? Or that one? There's a high frequency. That little poke up at 1.7. Is that the bell? I like that pluck. How's the ARP one? All right, less vocals, bell synth up, and we are off to Mindbender land. As always, your first version sounds as good as like my masters. And what did you do with the kick drum? Is there some analog love on there? A little fuzz? Let's check the tails. Beautiful. Let the tails run out. Don't cut them off. Can't say it enough times. All right, now we're in for a treat. We got a OSP and Denats with 2 Ds for a double dose. Oh my God. All right, here we go. And Oliver, you got the whole week doing this, is that right? Nice reverb. What is fading in? I hear it. I like the bass line. It's cool. The whole low mids have like something around 250. Somewhere between 220 and 300. There's some of this. I'm gonna take that down. Right away I felt the kick more, right? Here's flat. Oh, awesome. Sounds like wind bells, like wind chimes. speaker space. Yeah, you could take the kick down 200 to 300 somewhere. And I'm seeing that sound right at 248. OSP goes to the garden. Yeah, that spacey midsection is cool. Whoa. Another chord change. This is solid. I like how the bass line is real steady. It has that buzz. Good use of harmonic speed, like how often the chords change, waiting for the chord change and the drop at the same time. Some of those little bells might be a little spiky. Let me go back. Yeah, those spikes around 1,000 can be a lot louder than you think. Meaning you can take that sound, turn it down lower, and it'll still really come through the mix. This vibe. I think that atmosphere could be even louder. A little background. It's subtle. It really makes a nice feel around the track. Hi-hat, snares, everything, programming is all like solid beats. I like that crash too. Little one. So that upbeat sound looks like has a lot of frequency to work with. Yeah, it dipped down around 300, boost up around 600. This is weird because it's a sound that will sound really good at 600 hertz. Most sounds, if you boost 600, it's like, and it's not good. But in this case, I think that'll be a good place to have a little. Thing. So it's hard to EQ that without getting the kick drum too, but I think you know what I mean. Very playable. I agree, Matt, totally. I would play this track. Oh, did we get a look at the sub by itself? Wait, let's see the other bass line. That buzzy bass line's cool. The atmosphere. Ding, 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 ding. Is that click in the track? Yeah. Wait, is that a record needle pop? Is that like a record needle skipping on a scratch in their vinyl? Cool. Almost done. Little EQ, you know what to do. And next, version 2 of the Danetz remix. EQ flat. There we go. Whoa. No, don't cut it. That needle pop is cool. I heard it and I was like, oh, it's a classic sound. You know what it is, and it's always fun to hear that coming through in an atmospheric loop. Yeah, keep the needle crack in there for sure. Okay, the hat's coming off. This bass line. You got me dropping down low already. The Danat's mix is the same as Saturday? Oh, I thought there was updates on here. Well, we're gonna keep listening to it because it's on. That kick is very nice and round. All right, actually, if you don't want feedback on this, I have a track I want to get y'all's opinion on. So, let me pause this one. I'm gonna pull up one of mine from QuickTime, and this is an older track from 19 November 2020. 2020. Yep, cool. All right. So it's been sitting for about a year, and I want to bring this into a DJ set, so I'm wondering if it's okay to play in a set right now. Maybe just do a little mastering for loudness. Let's play through this one, and let me know what you would change if you were making this track. And while we're here, anybody who's watching for the first time, what you want to do is go to courses.mixatexture.com, sign up for the free presets, and you can check out all these courses on production with Ableton Live with really cool hands-on lessons where you learn by doing it inside Live instead of just watching videos. And it'll help you with your sound design, escaping the 8-bar loop. Basic mixing is a great class on gain staging and EQ and compression and everything. And other stuff, and even more other stuff, and they're all helpful. So check that out. Now we're dropping into the track. And as well, if you want to show your support for Mixatexture, there's a $3 a month level. If you're getting a lot out of these streams and you're just watching and you're picking up tips and you're trying out things and you're getting into it, sign up for $3 a month. It's a little bit of money, but it makes a big help when everybody does it to support me and Mixatexture so I can keep doing this stuff and creating all these things for you. And if you really have a bunch of tracks on your hard drive that you want to get them done, sign up for the Track Feedback crew and get your music on this live stream so we can give you tips to get your tracks ready for release and onto an upcoming compilation. Awesome. That's in the future, but that's where we're going with this. And we want you to be part of the crew. And there is a limited space. I can only do so many tracks per week, so we can't grow to infinity with Track Feedback. There's going to be people who are doing it and people who are not. If you're one of the ones who's doing it, sign up and get in. So that's that. How's this part? Elvis, like the vibe. Thank you. DJ Waters needs some special ingredients. Yeah. Does it feel like it's too basic and simple, or is it like... I think the mix is alright. A little more high end. Okay, that delay is good because the melody is starting to get a little bit stale, right? I like that sound. It's like whack, whack. The strings coming in. Melvis, build-up didn't pop at their hit point. That's important. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it was like, almost, and then not all the way. Morton, thank you. This will work in a mix. I know if I was in a room with people, I could play it and it would be all right. But there's tracks where you play all the way to the end, and there's tracks you play 3 minutes, and you're like, I better mix another track. Okay, if anybody has any questions, let me know, because this is the last track for today. As always, thanks for hanging out and watching and sharing your tips and feedback and being cool. And Matthew says everything needs more kick drum. The kick drum needs more oof. That's the funniest comment of the day. Bibclit, good luck soldering your circuit board, capacitors, or whatever. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. I just looked at the thing and I was like, wow, 1:30. Feels like the track's been on for a long time. But we're not at 1:30. We're at 4 minutes. Question. There's a sound, that sound that goes. What do you think of that? Coming up. That little thing. I don't remember why I did that, but I just noticed it. Okay, this feels like the ending bass and drums section. Matt Schultz, this is one of mine. Steve Knotts 2020. I want to do some more of the OSP chops of with the kick drum little variations and stuff. So this is cool. Oh, okay, that effect should go on longer, right? That was a delay feedback. They got muted. Okay, 5:10. Oliver, keep that. Okay, thanks. I like that sound too. More noise at BPM, yeah. Uh-oh. And I don't know if this track needs another 2 minutes. Because right here it feels like we're definitely in the outro. Hitting the reverbs, hitting the delays. Okay, so I'll probably bring it down to like a little bit shorter. Tweak a couple things. More variations in the rhythms. Yeah. That sounded like a loop just reset. Okay, I know what to do. Thanks for the feedback. I try not to make this like the Steve show of my music, but sometimes I need feedback too. And we talked about where you can find courses.mixedtexture.com. Yeah, don't cut the feedback. Yeah, exactly. The effects need to go a lot longer. Feedback the shit out of those. And then I'm gonna try compressing the kick drum and playing with the transient on drum bus, just smacking it. Okay, what are you doing, Steve? Apparently the string section went into the delay for some feedback too. And then there's 35 seconds of extra reverb tail. All right, cool. Glad that's not 7.5 minutes. Thanks for the feedback. We can give you feedback too, all the way up to 11. So it's 10 after 1. I'm gonna stop and get a slice of pizza or something, and then come back at 2 for the Discord meeting about the Mixed-Texture record label. I would like you to think about what it costs to produce a compilation. There's some stuff like mixing and mastering that we kind of do in the group, but it's good to budget for that when you want to have it consistent and professional. And there's graphics and video that we can get done from people in the group. And we're going to go on Bandcamp, which means we get a good cut of the sales, and we have a lot of people to help promote. So just visualize something like a release on Bandcamp that sells enough copies to pay everybody who's producing it, so we can ask people to put their time in. Because I don't want to be like, oh, Ben Hunt, go edit 20 videos for me for free. I mean, maybe, but I would much rather be like, here's what we're doing. Here's how it's going to sell. Here's how much it's going to cost. here's what we can budget for each element of the production. And so that the people who are doing the work to make it happen can get something back out of it. And I'm not saying we're going to all be, buying Ferraris and stuff. Melvis, hard stop at 2:30. We don't have to have an hour-long meeting, actually. We can run through some quick ideas and get the important stuff in 2:30. And I guess I'll talk more about that. Should I try to? No, I promoted it. I sent an email inviting it for 2 p.m. because I thought we were going to start late because of the electrical issue. So we'll stick to a 2 o'clock start time, and we're getting a little system for taking notes on the meetings. And what might be fun is when we start getting notes on every meeting during the week after that, we could all go in our promo networks and be like, oh man, the record label's coming along. Here's the next piece. We got this piece of the puzzle. Here's the test graphics or something. And our meetings can become things we promote to build anticipation towards the launch. So the closer we get to launching the thing, the more people are hearing about all the little pieces and everything. All right, cool. So let's wrap it up here. It's 1:12 p.m. Who's left over? Oh, DJ Waters taking us out. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you back in Discord in about 45 minutes. Take your shirt off. Did we get another drop, or is this the end? And right back home in the base. All right.